running. Just keep running.
But what if I want to open this?
You're getting wild.
I'm getting
You're
super
getting wild.
How did we survive that?
I knew it! I knew it!
Welcome back, everybody, to On Our Way podcast featuring myself, Batsy.
What's going on, guys? Mr. Winter here. Welcome back.
And this is episode 4, the much anticipated return to the podcast.
Yeah, we both been super busy. How about that?
Well, I've been super busy with bee farming, and you've been super busy not dying.
Yeah. Yeah, not actually dying, but there's like 3 or 4 fires burning up Oregon, and my town was in the middle of one of them, and then the other town where my job's at, that one was also like on fire as well. We were both in level 3 evacuation, and we never did evacuate, but you know, Marissa, my fiance, she works as a volunteer firefighter, so she went on the fire, and my job's doing like electrical, and so like I was doing like electrical things, and yeah, it's just been super busy.
So she was in like the thick of the shit basically the whole time.
Yeah, she was fighting fire, and then I was dealing with like power outages and shit like that on my side, so we were both pretty busy over here.
Did she ever get to like wrangle with the hose, you know, trying to like put out the fires? Or
It's usually just me.
I know that they use like some sort of like snuffing out thing with planes, like they'll drop it from like helicopters or something like that. What is that stuff?
It's kind of like a target, I think. We didn't really have anybody with planes or helicopters come help us. There's like 1 plane and 1 helicopter. Yeah, and it was like over 130,000 acres.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I bet they saw the number of how many people live in your town and are like, just let it burn.
Only 100 people live there. It's not that bad.
Do you have any idea how expensive helicopter fuel is? My goodness.
Yeah, I heard it's like, I want to say like just to come get you with a helicopter, it's like $15,000, and then like after that, it's like $5,000 per hour or something like that.
Yep. I was gonna make a joke, but I'm not going to. It's in bad taste.
Kobe.
Yeah, I know. He just knows me so well. So yeah, as Mr. Wolf / Mr. Winter has been saying, life has been throwing us curveballs after curveballs, whether we were pitching or receiving.
Definitely receiving.
Yeah, there was some massive receiving on our end this last week, but we're back at it. We're back at the podcast. We got your guys' questions. We got your memes. Thank you guys very much. And if this is your first time to the podcast and you have not, or if you haven't seen it before, go check out our Discord page at On Our Way Podcast in the Discord. You can submit questions for us to ask on the podcast. You can submit memes that we will, use in episodes, or just generally talk to us. The best way to get in contact with us.
Also, hit that like button as well.
Oh yes, the like button is encouraged greatly.
Yeah. Smash that like button.
And if you are related to any celebrities, send them our way. We need some interviewees for the show.
And we'll do it for free.
Yes, we'll do it for free. Okay? We're that desperate.
Like that one girl.
Oh my God, I'm not going back to that. I'm giving her too much publicity just talking about her. Jeez.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, we won't get into it, but you want to start it off, Bat, with some questions?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get right into it, right into the thick of the meat. Okay, all right. This one comes from Eat That TTV. What is your favorite music genre / song? And is there a job you'd be pursuing if you didn't do streaming? Okay, well, let's start that off with streaming is not technically a job. Like, it feels like
it's
a
not
job.
Our job. It's not our job yet.
Yet. The goal is to get it to be our job. But right now it's more of a hobby that we treat like it's a job.
Yeah, I mean, me and Bat are like so low on the totem pole that, I mean, we're basically doing it for free.
Oh, yeah. And actually, I saw a video on YouTube that showed back in 2011 when PewDiePie started. Okay, and it showed like how many subs he got. In his first year, I think he got over 25 to 30,000 subs. All right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But again, this is 2011. Streaming was still
Not, yeah, it was new.
not as mainstream as I would say it
Yeah,
is now.
yeah.
But even still, 30,000 his first year. People love the personalities. So why don't you start us off, Mr. Wolf? What is your favorite music genre song?
Mine is definitely like rock or punk rock is my favorite type of music to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite song? I don't really have a favorite. It's generally just what I like. If I like it, I like it. Nothing that's like right off the rip. Back when I was a kid, I used to watch a lot of, or not watch, but listen to a lot of Nickelback.
Gotta love it. See, and aren't they Canadian?
Yeah, I loved Canadians before I knew he was a Canadian.
I never cared until I met you. Yeah, I mean, actually, I remember
I
Nickelback.
wasn't I wasn't never one of those like, oh, I hate Nickelback. I'm like, bullshit. Everybody likes Nickelback.
Yeah, if you hate Nickelback, you hate that you love Nickelback. All right,
Hmm.
that's pretty much it. I remember when I was a kid, my brother just got his first car and he just got his license at like 17 or 16 and a half. And so when he could drive by himself, we bought that first CD, the one with like I think it was like a Dodge Challenger on the front.
Yeah, yeah. I know
And
what you're talking about.
and,
Yeah.
and we would blast that shit. That and Linkin Park. Linkin
Hmm.
Park was definitely one of my growing up genre musics to listen to. Definitely loved punk rock as well. I
Yeah.
was in a lot of bands growing up in my adolescence, and most of the time I was the front runner for guitar and singer, and pretty much all we played was like punk rock and psychobilly. I don't know if you know what psychobilly is.
No.
It's basically like punk rock, but with a stand-up bass and people with like sweep over comb overs.
Oh, okay. Are you actually a good singer?
No, I suck.
Oh,
But
okay.
nobody else wanted to do it, and I had a decent. To me personally, I would not even say I have a decent voice, but I would say that I had the confidence to carry that position.
Oh, okay. Yeah, being the lead singer, that'd be the tough role right there.
Yeah, because if you guys bomb or you guys really suck at a show, nobody really like pays attention. Oh, the drums were the main reason they sucked, or oh, the stand-up bass was the main reason they sucked. No, it's always
The singer.
the singer. It's like, oh, his
Yeah.
vocals are such horseshit.
Hmm.
Yeah, you always took the brunt of it.
I seen a TikTok of a guy. He was a singer, and they're like, oh, and he was reacting to a video. They're like, oh, he's washed or whatever, and it showed him singing, and like it was not great, but it was because he had like a cold.
Uh huh.
But then like he's like, okay, well, check this out, and then he just started singing that song, and he like was really good at it.
No,
I don't know.
exactly.
I don't know who it was, but yeah, that's what that reminded me of like everyone's gonna hate the singer before they hate the rest of the band.
Exactly. It's the first thing that you notice that's different. Because if you go to a
Hmm.
music concert, right, you hear, okay, the first one that I was like, what the hell when I was younger was MCR, My Chemical Romance. They had this amazing sound, and the singer was like hitting these high notes and sustaining it, vibrato, everything over, like over and over, just constantly amazing high pitch notes hitting on point every time. And then I saw them live as far as like from a outdoor show, and you would have thought that he was tone deaf, that he was hitting things so wrong.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But the thing is with an instrument, you hit a drum, it sounds the same every time. You play
Hmm.
a chord on a guitar, it sounds the same as long as you have the right pedals and everything like that. But your
Hmm.
vocals can change like so quickly. And if you don't have like the proper setting, plus it was outdoors, and I'm sure there was some sort of maybe reaction or something.
Echo or something.
No, well, I mean, you can't really blame it on an echo. Like it was a difference between like and like it was bad.
Okay.
It was bad. But then I saw him in live in person myself at a concert, and they outperformed everybody. Like they were headliners. They sounded like they were off the record, like that
Oh,
kind of good.
cool. Good.
But it
Well,
happens.
Sly Carterman asked, "Would you ever want to start your very own business?" I think that'd be a great one for
already,
you to start off.
already beat you there, Sly. Well, technically, I would say streaming is like starting your own business. Like, think about it. You come up with a name. You create a product or a service or a entertainment that people are to enjoy, and if they enjoy it, they pay for it with subscriptions and buy your merch. And then you also have like making your own business. I'm starting a blind business in the near future, so
He's gonna lead the blind people.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say something like that. Like I was leading blind people down into heavy traffic or something.
He's gonna take him out for a walk, so it's like a leash around their neck, and so he's leading the blind.
It's like, come on, let's go. Come on. Why are my feet wet? Don't worry about it. Why do I...
Watch out? There's a wall right there.
Oh, is this a dog? And it has a fin. I'm just leading them into shark infested waters.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is kind of a business. So we start off with nothing. We've been slowly, gradually gaining followers. And for me also, it's my toolbox. I'm working on a truck toolbox personally. And
yeah, the design that you showed me a while back, how's that going?
good. I've just been putting money towards it and slowly paying it off, so that way hopefully some company would want to buy it and sell it in their stores.
You could probably send an email to Elon Musk. He might make room for it on the Cybertruck.
Yeah, maybe.
Make your Cybertruck look more like a toy with a toolbox on it.
Yeah. Make it look like an actual truck.
I saw a meme where somebody was like, this is just Pontiac Aztec with PS1 graphics.
I've been seeing some stuff like that too.
They're just shitting hard on that truck.
It's funny because I go to Facebook Marketplace or whatever, and I've seen a couple of them for sale. And I'm like, so you waited for how long? Like, what, 2 years that people have been waiting for the Cybertrucks, and then now they're immediately selling?
Like, the Cybertrucks are on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they were out yet. I still thought there was like some sort of big delay or something.
You like pre-ordered one basically, like, I want to say like 5 years ago. 4 years ago, and people are just now getting theirs. And then I've seen a couple of them for sale on Facebook already.
Jeez.
I'm like, yep, because that's a piece of shit, and that's why they're selling it. And they're trying to sell it for like $100,000. I'm like, yeah, nobody's gonna buy that shit.
No, nobody's gonna buy that. Think about it though. Like, how much more evidence did you need when at the showcasing show they're like, this glass is bulletproof, and they smash it with a baseball bat and the thing like basically shatters. So it's like,
oh yeah, and people are dealing with like rust spots and shit on them already. And
well, I mean, is it even protected, coated, or anything like that? Just exposed steel?
I don't know. I haven't really looked into it because I don't care enough. I'm never gonna own one. I'm never gonna buy one. If I even had the money to buy one, I would never even buy one.
I bet you anything that if you and I have this podcast take off really big, I bet you some rich person just buys you one just out of spite. Looks back at this episode and is like, oh, you don't want a Cybertruck? Well, guess what you're getting?
I would use it as lawn art. Or just to show off. Like, and then that'd be it. I wouldn't use it for anything.
You know what you could do is you could make it into like this big lawn ornament, like make it drive up a pile of rocks, put an American flag into it, and be like, we landed on the moon or something like
that. Yeah, they finally made it.
It took a truck.
They like tried to drive it through mud and stuff, and dude, it was not doing it.
No, I mean, they didn't have
it's just not good.
I'm pretty sure it got stuck in the beach or something like that, like just on sand, like basic sand.
Especially like after 5 years when you have to go and change all those batteries out, and it's gonna cost as much as the car.
Yeah, why?
I don't have that disposable income.
Nobody does.
And in the long run, it'd probably be just cheaper for you to buy fucking gas.
Well, again, their whole thing was a solution to fossil pollution, right?
I know, but like it's not cleaner.
No, and
it's worse.
If you actually look into the actual details of it, the amount of diesel oil that goes into transporting and the actual manufacturing of those batteries is like 50 times more than like the usage of trucks in, like, I think they said Utah or something like that.
Hmm.
Like it's a
Oh yeah,
ridiculous amount.
it's worse. Yeah, it's 100 times worse.
So
Not 100, but it's definitely worse.
they need to make it more cost effective and less of a footprint
Hmm.
in that sense. But I think we're getting a little bit political. Speaking of political, those who haven't heard, which I doubt that nobody hasn't heard, Biden has now stepped down out of the race for 2024 president.
Yep.
And how do you feel about that, Mr. American?
I think it's great.
How do you feel
I
about
think it. I think that that's probably the best thing of his presidency.
Well, he's 81 years old?
And delusional.
Well, yeah, delusional, sure, but I mean, think about it. Most people that are rich retire when they're like 55, 60, maybe. But he's 81. I mean, come on.
I just think it was probably the best thing because oh, he didn't do America good at all, and I don't like literally didn't do anything
No,
except for screw us even harder.
see, I keep hearing two sides of this because I don't know what it is, but the Canadians I talk to are, I would say, a little bit clueless when it comes to like the actual living conditions when it comes to between the left and the right in America. So as an American, what is your support into saying that Biden worsened during his administration?
There's just we're just getting taxed out the ass. We were was it less he like made it to less jobs that there were. I'm just getting tongue twisted here. I was not expecting this question.
Open wide. Let me untwist it for you.
He just led the I want to just say he led the United States into like a black hole, basically.
I,
Like he sold a bunch of our fuel
yeah.
to other people that we needed, and so the gas prices raised because of it. I believe he was paying people who on welfare like higher than people that are actually going to work at one point. So people that were going to work were making less than the people that were staying at home doing fucking nothing.
Oh yeah. But could you say that's really Biden's doing, or was that just, residual effect from the COVID-19 pandemic that we went through? I mean, did the United States give
If
out?
anything, then that should have just been a payout then
Yeah.
to everybody. I got a can't remember what kind of check it's called something. I can't remember what it's called, but
We
anyway, I got like a check for like $1,500 one month
yeah,
to help with like whatever. But I mean, if that's the case, then everybody should have been getting $1,500 a month or whatever it was at that time.
yeah, cuz in Canada we were given what was called CERB, an acronym CERB, and I think most people received like $2,000 a month. if
Hmm.
if you're like, but the stipulations were that if your job was directly affected due to COVID-19, as in like business had to close because couldn't have interactions with people,
Hmm.
or people were getting sick, or just couldn't staff people, whatever the reason was, if you were directly affected, and then they would pay you $2,000 a month to stay at home. The average cost of living is way higher than that.
Yeah, no kidding. $2,000 is just like your rent.
Yeah, well, rent if you live in someone's spare room in a basement suite of another house. So like you're three tiers down the line by that point.
Hmm.
Like I don't think I've ever seen an apartment cheaper than $1,200 for 2 bedrooms.
Yeah, I want to say ours was like $1,500 or something, and that's just basically your rent
Yeah,
right there.
no,
That's not if they really wanted to do justice, then it would have been like $3,000 a month.
exactly. That at least has a somewhat significant impact because
Hmm.
that rent doesn't include water, gas, doesn't include insurance, doesn't include.
Wi-Fi, food,
Yeah, exactly.
propane if you need it. Like we need propane for heating.
You got that clean gas propane. Well,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of Hank Hill right now. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what.
But yeah, I think Biden was a puppet to somebody and whoever was paying him the highest. I think his son should probably be in jail. I think Clinton should be in jail. It's just people that were with power. They get out of the law.
Out of control.
They get out of control, but they also can not do their time. Like if that were me, or if I were to do something like that, yeah, I'd be in jail for the rest of my life.
No, exactly. But I guess it all comes down to the money.
Money and power. Yep.
Would you guys ever meet up in real life and go on a road trip? Funny you should ask.
No.
Shoots me down before I even have a chance.
I would never want to just be stuck with Bat in a car.
Are you kidding me? You would have the greatest time of your life. Only
no, it'd be fun.
Only above the pants stuff, okay?
Says who?
Actually, I'm going down to where Mr. Wolf lives for his wedding. I'm his best man, and that is that's a month and a half from now, man. That's coming up fast.
I know.
As he stretches.
I'm not ready for it.
Sure you are. You're ready for it. It's gonna be a just amazing gun tooting, beer shotgunning time of a day.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun though. Then we're gonna go take the side by side out.
Oh yeah.
Me and Bat are gonna stream on my PC. I don't think we're not gonna do the podcast. Well, we could if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, we should do like a couch side by side podcast, like actual that would actually be really cool. We got a lot of things planned. Not a whole lot of time to do it, but we're still gonna have a lot of fun out there.
At least we're gonna be like hanging out for like 4 or 5 days.
Exactly. And you know what? I might do some sort of prank. Like not prank on Mr. Wolf, but like I don't know, if people donate like $500 towards his wedding, I'll shave my beard or I'll shave my head. You know, one of those two. I'll get him to do it too. It's like every time like $1 comes in, it's like a second worth of shaving.
That would be pretty interesting.
I'll look like that baby doll on Toy Story with like little patches of hair everywhere.
Oh yeah.
He'll probably
like I shave your head on like live stream or something.
Exactly.
Like, just a couple of bald spots here and there. Well, if I shave your head, you have to keep your beard, because if you shave your beard and don't have hair on top of your head, you're gonna look like a cancer patient.
I was gonna say I'd look like the equivalent of a Canadian penis.
Yeah, just shorter.
Hey, my neck's pretty girthy. Okay, let's just look. It's all about the girth.
It's all about the neck.
Okay.
Yeah, I would go on a road trip with Bat.
Absolutely. Where would you want to go?
Hopefully we get the chance to be able to do that one of these days. I probably want to go like somewhere fun, like me to go to like Disneyland or something like that.
That would be fun. Actually, I know exactly where I would take you. We would drive a road trip from your place all the way down to San Diego for the Comic-Con. San Diego Comic-Con.
Ooh, that would be sick.
And we would just like be like the most immature, non-professional podcasters, just interviewing everybody that we possibly come up to.
That would be so much fun.
But it's almost impossible to get into that thing now, you know?
Oh, really?
Okay, so here's the thing about San Diego Comic-Con. They do this really stupid thing where if you buy a ticket to the Comic-Con, right? Next year, you have first dibs, which means that there's very, very, very few tickets available to the general public because people are just ticket holders that just keep on buying every year because they have first dibs on getting tickets to the Comic-Con.
Skinheads.
Yeah. And then the second thing, too, is that if you are caught scalping or trying to get a scalping, you're banned.
That's what it is, scalping. Yeah, scalping.
You're banned for life.
I was thinking, I said skinhead, but I meant scalping.
It's the new terminology.
It's close enough.
He's wearing a toupee. I'm not scalping. Just like moving around.
I'm a skinhead. What from Goofy Guy? What drink do you hate the most? I don't like those ones with those balls in it. Like I don't know what they're called, but I think
anything with balls in them you don't want in your drink.
I hate nuts in my drink. You ever get that? No, just me.
This Bordeaux has a very nutty flavor. It must be
Uh,
from the sweat region of France.
I can't remember what it's called. It's like boba tea. I don't like boba tea.
Oh, bubble tea.
Is it bubble or boba?
Well, we call it bubble tea.
Oh, okay.
And I think there's enough Korean and Filipino people here to justify calling it bubble tea. Actually,
Okay.
I think
I don't like
Vancouver.
bubble tea.
You don't like the pearls, the black pearls in the bottom of the cup? That
I don't want balls in my drink.
It's like every time you slurp it, it's like, and you're trying to like
You gotta like move the nutsack out of the way.
pick up pick up
give it
them
a
hairs.
flick.
Yep.
Yeah. Will
Actually,
you move out of my drink, please? It's 5 a.m.
you're telling me you put these in here voluntarily?
Yeah.
It's like they like being
just-
choked, you know?
You just have your cup of coffee and someone's just gargling right above you, right above your head.
Actually, I honestly thought like, okay, the first time I had bubble tea, I wasn't expecting the pearls, right? So I'm sucking back the straw because it's like a thick drink, and then all of a sudden you have like 3 shoot in the back of your throat. You're like, I didn't order the erotic asphyxiation drink. Like it was a big surprise, honestly.
And I also don't like wine either.
You don't like wine.
I do not like wine. No,
Do you
wine's gross.
do you like cocktails?
With balls, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I do like cocktails. I like mixed drinks more than anything, I think.
Yeah. I
I'm
would
not so much beer anymore.
no.
No. I mean, I'll have a beer if it's hot out and I don't feel like making a mixed drink, but I'd definitely prefer a mixed drink over a beer.
No, I understand. I mean, my drink of choice is always an old fashioned.
Ooh, I do like some old fashions.
I'll make you an old
Especially if
fashioned.
they're done right, dude. Old fashions are so good.
There's only like I would say 3 variances that I like. But my favorite one is when they use a cedar plank and put it over the drink lid and then they burn it, like really actually blowtorch burn it and then close it onto the glass. And you see the smoke swirling inside with the ice, and like you can have like the orange rind or the cherry, whichever version you like, and then when you take it off and it just smell of burnt cedar, it's just oh.
I had my first old fashioned at a restaurant in North Dakota, and it's like Texas Roadhouse or something like that. And
Roadhouse.
I asked for a old fashioned, best drink I ever had. And then I tried going to a bar and asking for an old fashioned,
No.
and they didn't know how to make it, and it tasted like shit.
Old fashions, everybody does them different. And one thing that I've learned from certain people in like the food industry or bar industry is that everybody has like that significant item that they love, that they know how it's supposed to be done. And if they're visiting a different place, they'll order that same thing all over the place. Like chefs will do this. They'll like, go to a restaurant that they've never been to before, order like their favorite item,
Yeah, meal or whatever.
but something that everybody has, right? I know my
Mm-hmm.
sister, who's a chef, she would get always chicken fingers and fries. Because if you can't do chicken and fingers and fries well, then I'm not even going to bother with your high ticket items or anything like that, or even bother coming back. Same thing for me with old fashions. If you do a shitty old fashioned and I have to tell you what to do or how to make it, I'm not coming back.
Yeah, and I know with mixology, you gotta know a lot of different drinks.
Well, it's
But
not even so much knowing how to make a certain drink, but just knowing the science behind it, knowing how milk reacts to certain drinks. Because you can make a White Russian, but you're not gonna put like milk into, say, I don't know.
Jack Daniels.
Well, yeah, exactly. Or you're not going to mix vodka with gin. I mean, you could, but is it gonna be good? Or like certain bases. It's just about knowing how, because you can put your twist on a lot of drinks. That's what makes you a mixologist.
I generally go with Moscow mules are my typical go-to.
Yep.
I like the burn that ginger gives.
The ginger.
Yeah, the ginger.
Ginger. You like the ginger beef? Oh,
Speaking of beef,
I love ginger beef.
Eat that said, who is more funny? Beef starting. Well, in
Yeah,
parentheses, beef starting.
he's trying to cause a rivalry beef between Winter and I. But honestly, on the count of three, we'll just say who it is. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Mr.
Me.
Wolf. See, right there. It's a consensus, okay? There's
I don't
nothing.
know. I don't know if I'm more funny. I think Bat is definitely a lot more energetic and what's entertaining. I think Bat's way more entertaining than I am.
I would say that I'm more of that slapstick comedy, whereas when you say something funny, it's always funny. A lot of the times I'll get crickets if I say something I think is funny, but
Mm-hmm.
isn't received the way I thought it would be received.
Yeah. I hate when you go to make a joke and then like nobody laughs or nobody thought it was funny. It's like, well, I feel stupid.
Well, I figured out the best way to respond to that every single time to make yourself and everybody else around you, at least somebody will chuckle at this. If you say something funny like, oh, yeah, and then he said this, and then nobody laughs, you say, okay, well, I guess I'll eat a bag of dicks then. And then somebody will laugh at that, or at least
Yeah.
chuckle a little bit, right?
Or be like, oh, well, at least I go fuck myself.
Yeah, exactly. Just directly like put yourself in the fire lane.
Mm-hmm.
Hail Governor 8 says, if you had as much money as you wanted, but only a week to live, what would you do and how would you spend the money?
I'd probably spend the money with like spend it on my family. Obviously, I think that's probably be the number one answer for me. Make
Absolutely.
sure they're set up and good to go. I'd probably spend a lot of time with Marissa and my family, and because I'd want to just be surrounded by the people that I liked and just have that comfort of, I guess it would, be dying happy, I guess.
Yeah.
And not be alone. That's how I'd want to go.
I would build a tunnel tube from my place to Winter's place. One of the
tunnel.
it'd be like an underground tube, and it would be like a shuttle, like a little
like a mini train.
Yeah.
Like a mini train, yeah.
But he'd have to lay down in it like a coffin, and this thing would shoot off like 400
like
miles an hour.
Dude, yeah, like a mini bullet train. That's
Exactly.
what I was thinking. Yeah.
So
That would be insane.
Anytime, oh, you're gonna come over? Yeah, I'll be there in 20 minutes. And then it shoots off. He goes cross border lines.
Look, when you're in that tube and you just like play like this, and just and you just see the lights just toot. Like off of Riddick, I believe. Yeah, off of Riddick. Yeah.
Exactly.
That would be insane. Passport? I don't need one.
No, it would just always be a standing thing. Like you would just call ahead and be like, yeah, I'm going to Canada. And they're like, okay, you're still valid.
Some butler meets you at the in the tunnel or whatever.
No, I'd have it come up right beside me at my studio desk. And
okay, like a capsule kind of thing.
And then you would it's like under the ground, and then the ground opens up, and then you sit up, and you're like right on camera. Oh, okay, I'm here,
Just when it opens the door, just with like mist coming out.
Exactly. You come up, and then this would be you. It would be like, oh, how's it going, man? I'm here. How's everybody doing?
With your fucking green screen, and what is that in the background? Pillow? Is that a pillow?
A lot of things.
I'm glad nobody else can see it. They can see it on my stream when I stream with you, but other than that,
it's not a sock, I swear.
That is a pretty stiff sock over there.
Yeah, it won't come down.
I didn't know that. I didn't know they could get that hard.
Well, they get that
stiff.
They get that sticky. Speaking of Deadpool head, by the way, this is a popcorn bucket from like number 2. It's not like from the new one.
I tried buying the one from the movie theater, but I didn't see it there.
I am
the one with the mouth, because I was going to use that. I was going to throw that in like my display case.
If I find it, I will buy it and send it to you. But
okay.
There is one like that one with Wolverine's mask, and I want it so bad. I want to buy it. Not the mouth one, just the normal pops from the top of the head.
Yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine. Let's get into that, shall we?
Okay.
Okay, everybody, this is the spoiler alert.
Yeah, just letting everybody know who hasn't seen the movie, you might want to skip past this part.
Just skip to like near the end, but don't skip the whole thing, or at least mute it and let it play.
I'd say at least 15 minutes or 20 minutes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, right out the gate. Okay, first of all, I want to hear your overall experience with the film.
I thought it was really good, and it had a lot of it brought in a lot of different characters that you've seen throughout the years.
Eh,
Like Electra,
yeah,
she looked the same. Oh shit, I just lost it. The vampire.
Wesley Snipes' Blade.
Blade, yep. What's the Snipes Blade? What's the Magic Man's? They
Oh,
used
okay.
what's his name? But it was a different guy in a different X-Men film.
Are you talking about? Okay, are you talking about Gambit?
Yeah, Gambit. Yeah. There was a different Gambit in a different X-Men film.
Yes, Gambit was played by a different actor in X-Men's Origins Wolverine. The I know who you're talking about, but actually Channing Tatum has actually been trying to get Gambit off the ground for like I think the last 18 years.
Oh, really?
They had a movie slotted for him to be the star as Gambit, like called Gambit, and it got put on the shelf. Got put on the back burner for something like that. But he's been trying to get like in that role for so long, and this is the first like reveal of him as being Gambit, and like comic book slash 1997's X-Men accurate Gambit. Because if you look at the Gambit from X-Men Origins, he's just
I
like,
liked him better, to
but
be
but
honest.
he was just long hair and a trench coat.
Yeah. Was he not like that in the
No,
oh.
the Gambit you saw in X-Men or in Deadpool versus and Wolverine is like accurate to a T. The neck piece with the hair that slightly swooped, the
Hmm.
brown leather trench coat, the armor plated purple chest plate, all of that super accurate.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. I just thought the other guy did it better. I don't know if it was the accent or what, but
They definitely upplayed that accent, okay? Especially when Deadpool was just like, you gotta talk to your vocal coach, your accent coach. Like,
yeah. Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny.
I'll
There
be
was a lot of fourth wall breaks.
oh, so many. That's
Yeah.
like their whole thing, their whole shtick is that.
Hmm.
I would have to say that the biggest shock to me, where I literally was screaming at the screen, was the reveal of Chris Evans.
Oh yeah, it's Fantastic Four.
But that, yeah,
When he used to play Fantastic Four.
yeah,
Yeah.
but everybody when he showed his face, it's like, oh, here's Captain America. There's a variant of Captain America, right? We're getting
Yeah.
Cap, right? And leading on to it, then all of a sudden you heard Flame On, and my brain was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I completely forgot that he played I don't know what his name is in the
Johnny Storm.
Johnny Storm. Okay, yeah, I forgot that he played as Johnny Storm like this, what, 15 years ago?
Is it Johnny Storm?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Flame On, yeah. I
Um,
think so. I thought that was really cool. I was like, oh, there's Captain America. And next thing you know, he's like, Flame On. And then
uh,
I like how he's like, I literally have never said that in my entire life.
oh yeah. And then if you watch the post-credit scene where it's like, listen, I'm sick of this shit about people saying I got Johnny killed. Let's watch the tape. And there's a tape when they're captured in this cage. Because in the movie, he gets killed by the main villain, Cassandra Nova, who is
Yeah.
Charles Xavier's twin sister in one variant film or variant universe. And Deadpool, when they arrive, says like, "Oh, you should have heard the things he was saying about you in the ride over here, saying that you were like this cum guzzling, like all this nasty evil shit." And he's like, I don't even know what that is." And then she like snaps her fingers or something, and his skin completely like flails off, and you see him with like his organs and everything just compile into a ball of mush.
He just turned into like a meat pile,
Yeah.
basically.
And throughout the rest of the film, everybody's blaming Deadpool for getting Johnny killed by saying everything he did. So at the end credits scene, you actually see a video footage of Chris Evans literally saying word for word verbatim of what Deadpool said to Cassandra Nova. He's like, suck it, basically. Like, you guys can just suck it.
It was funny too when the nice Deadpool, he's like, "Oh, you're fine. You'll just regenerate." He's like, "I don't have regenerative capabilities."
What do you mean regenerate?
And then he like holds him up or whatever, and he's like, "You'll be fine." He's like holding him right in the middle of the fire.
He's like, "Why are you stopping?" And he's getting shot in the back completely. And he's like, "My
Yeah.
legs are tired. What happened to yours? They're paralyzed." Wolverine's just like, "You did this on purpose, didn't you?" "I did not."
But he's like, "But now I got the golden deagles."
Yeah, They were gold plated. Desert Eagle, what was it? Firehawk beers
I
or
I don't remember.
some very
Like
specific
it's
name.
And then so like after he got the nice Deadpool killed, they went and slaughtered like 100 like different Deadpools, and then they all fucking regenerated.
Yeah,
They all had regenerative capabilities.
but that wasn't even the highlight of that part of the sequence, because when you see them slow motion come out and you see Hugh Jackman after playing Wolverine for over what 15 years
Mm-hmm.
lift up the Wolverine mask for the
Oh, dude, he
very
looked
first
badass.
time.
Yeah.
Just chills. And the first words he had too, Deadpool's like, "Wow, you pull out the mask at the last second. I guess you only do that in the special occasions." And when he's like, "Killing mostly," like the way he said it was just so like, oh. uh,
it was it was definitely cool to get to see that. And then he's like, "Oh, that's weird. You got your shirt on or whatever." And then at the end, where his shirt just blasts off, and you just see his like rock hard body.
I have watched that scene over and over, not because of what you think, but because
Uh huh.
the sequence of Madonna's music with like that whole thing where they grab arms, because
Hmm.
you knew it was like it was like curtains at that point. But then as soon as Wolverine breaks through the door and grabs his arm and stabs that other pipe, and then why did Deadpool's thing not blow off? Is my question.
I don't know. I thought about that too. I thought about that when it was happening. I'm like, how did his blow off? But
Yeah,
Deadpool's did it.
and then
But I don't know.
when his shirt was exposed and you saw this completely ripped Wolverine, and I'm talking abs that look like Lego bricks, like freaking out. You see the zoom up of it, and then you see Deadpool's face just kind of like look at it, like look at the camera and like nod, like yeah, that's it,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
shit.
He's just kind of did that like,
Oh yeah,
and then went back to like going into pain.
yeah. But the music, that's something that I don't think a lot of people talk about, was the music and
They play
how
a lot of good songs. Yeah.
yeah, just perfectly played. Okay, so we another big spoiler. If you guys really didn't think that was spoiler enough, this is like a huge one. But again, everything's out on social media now, so we're not really spoiling anything. We have a second Wolverine for the first time in history.
Oh, you're talking about with Henry Cavill?
Yeah, that's right.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Everybody was speculating that there was going to be a bunch of different actors to play Wolverine in these different variances, like
Mhm.
the different sequences. How funny was that first Hugh
The
Jackman
first
Wolverine?
Wolverine.
He's like 5'2", and he's like,
It's like,
"Oh,
"Aw,
he's so
little guy." Dude, it was fucking hilarious. You're like, oh, okay, he looks like a good one or whatever, and then he hops off the stool. And he's like 4'11".
he's shorter than the stool." But the thing is if you actually read the comics, you knew that Wolverine was actually like a shorter character. Like he was a very short build. He was supposed to be like very broadly built but short.
Oh, okay,
That's where
gotcha.
that reference comes from. Because Hugh Jackman, when he was casted back in 2000 for the first X-Men movie, they were actually concerned because like he's over 6 feet tall. Like he's too tall to play the character.
Mhm.
Nobody fucking cares. Okay, nobody fucking cares.
It's not like Hollywood gets it do anything right anyway. I mean, or like buy the comic books, buy the book. Basically, they don't ever go buy the book.
Yeah, isn't there like the meme going on about that with Disney? Like when they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll make like this book that has all like a main character that's white or Asian," and then they're like, "Nope, make them black, make them make them."
Oh, you're talking about like with the Black Mermaid and
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly, like that kind of stuff. People are always in an uproar about that, and I'm like, it doesn't matter. It
Hmm.
doesn't matter. Okay, I don't know
White supremacists,
who's that.
white neo Nazis,
Oh,
the KKK.
that's okay. We don't want them on this podcast anyway, so they can just fuck off.
Yeah, especially that one guy during your stream.
Oh, that guy pissed me off. Pissed me off he joined my Discord in the middle of a stream, and this was when I first started streaming. I didn't know
Like
any
brand new.
anything. Okay, he just joins the voice chat and starts saying the N-word over and over and over and over, and I'm like, what do I do to shut you up?
Well, at first you didn't even hear it.
No, I didn't. I was
You
so
didn't. You were enjoying the game and talking with people and stuff like that, and then you didn't hear this guy come in,
but how often
and then you heard it, and then you were like, "Well, I'm hopping off."
I
That guy
was
completely ruined the stream.
yeah, I was so pissed, and people. I remember Winter was just like, "Oh, I've never seen you so mad."
I was like, "He's pissed." Yeah, I never seen him to get that angry before, and yeah, he immediately hopped off stream because I was watching his live stream. I think I wasn't playing with him. I was watching the stream, and yeah, he was pissed. I'm like,
I'm
"Did you hear what he said?" He's like, "No, I didn't hear it until like literally the last. I want to say it was the last N word."
it was, and I felt so bad because of that. I was like, well, granted, I was playing like Among Us, and I feel like I was talking to the camera as well, and he was kind of saying it almost like distorted kind of way. He wasn't like as clear as you're hearing me.
Yeah, it's not like as clear as it was. It was like subtle inward. If I don't know how to, I can't really say it, but
No, no.
you know what I mean. But I'm not that dark tone.
Did you ever see that meme of the guy that was like at a Comic-Con? He's like, "I'll give $100 to anybody who
Oh
says
yeah,
it
it's the
hard
Monus
R,"
guy.
and then he just
Yeah,
literally like comes up straight to his face, like super close. It's in this blow up Among Us costume. Is like, and he says it like hard R.
yeah, and then he grabs the $100 and runs away. And they're like, bro, let's go get him. And then like later on that day, I guess he came back again to say it to his face again for another $100.
Yeah. And then when they chased after him again, they were trying to look for him. They're like, well, I guess we can't. And they're going down an escalator. And then in the background of that shot, you see that same Among Us guy going up the other escalator, looking at the camera. It was kind
That had to be a setup, dude. It
it
had to
had
be
to
a
be.
setup. Yeah, but
Had to
it was
be.
good though. It was good. I believe after that, me and you quit. We quit playing games. Well, we played games with our followers and stuff, but we quit being in the party with them
Yeah. The open
because
chat was just too much of a minefield.
it was a risk. Yeah, and so me and him agreed not to do voice chat with our followers. But I mean, since then we've done it, but
Only if
only to
we,
the people we know.
yeah,
We haven't done
exactly.
it to people that we don't know, I guess.
Yeah, if I get a random on YouTube or watching on YouTube or on Twitch and saying, "Oh, add me to the voice chat. I want to join." No, sorry, no, can't
Yeah,
do that.
too much of a risk.
Too much.
Because that could well, it could hurt your following, but it also could get you stream banned for who knows for however long.
If
And like we weren't even the ones that said it or initiated it or anything. So
no, there's so much like red tape when it comes to being a streamer that you have to be like on watch for, especially even things that show up on your stream or sounds or
like
anything
stuff
like
in the
that.
background, yeah, sounds like music going on in the background or whatever. Like I got guns, so if I like had guns in the background.
Yeah, I've heard of people getting banned for that, even like
Hmm.
showcasing them or cleaning them on
Hmm.
stream. So yeah, it's a very tight rope that you walk when you're a streamer in that regard.
Hmm.
The Deadpool movie to me was nearly a perfect movie in a lot of regards. The one thing I didn't like, I was so looking forward to some sort of actual action sequence between Wolverine and Sabretooth,
Oh yeah, I know.
and they built it up in the trailers too.
And it literally lasted like 3 seconds.
Yeah, they just run past each other, and then all of a sudden Sabretooth's head falls off. Great. Awesome. That was a letdown for sure.
That was a letdown, yeah. Because I remember, I remember watching X-Men before I even knew what X-Men was with my dad. I remember, he was getting his ass whooped by Sabretooth during
Yeah.
that. What did they hit a car or did they wreck? I don't remember, but because I haven't seen that movie in so long. But like Sabretooth like whooped his ass.
Yeah, you're talking about the first X-Men movie, right?
Yeah,
So Sabretooth was working for Magneto, and
yeah.
Logan was driving his truck with Rogue, And she was like, you should really be wearing your seatbelt. And he's like, listen, I don't need to take any advice. And then a tree falls down in front of them, and lo and behold, he gets
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, yeah.
he got catapulted through the
Right to the
window.
windshield. Yeah.
But then when he wakes up and heals and he's sniffing around and he can like sense Sabretooth's presence.
Presence, yeah.
So when Sabretooth comes out, he jumps through the snowy trees, grabs Wolverine and throws him into the air, like basically knocking down another tree. And as he slowly looks up, Sabretooth uses that same tree to like uppercut jaw hit him into the air, and he lands back on the hood of the car and passes out. Like he doesn't even get a hit in.
Yeah, completely whooped his ass. And then for the new Deadpool movie, it was done in 3 seconds.
Yeah. It made me want to watch the actual fight sequence that they had on the top of the Statue of Liberty, because that was like a decent fight sequence between the two of them.
I liked all the just Wolverine movies.
Oh
I
yeah.
thought they were all pretty good. Even with lost my train of thought, the guy that played Deadpool,
Oh, Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. I even enjoyed it like when he was playing as the sword guy.
Deadpool.
I don't know. Wait, what was it? Well, he wasn't Deadpool yet. No, he was.
No, he was. That was their version of Deadpool because
Oh, really?
yeah, the whole
Oh,
thing is that in that movie is that Stryker, the man who put adamantium on Logan's bones,
mm-hmm.
was accumulating all of the mutant powers that could cohesively live in one host's body, and he used Logan as a test subject because they put the same treatment on Ryan Reynolds' character Deadpool in that same movie, but he also had multiple different mutant powers: teleportation, self-healing, laser eyes, all these things compiled, things that Deadpool did not have. But when Logan finally approaches him in the research center and he says, I needed your gifts for the pool, the Deadpool, which they used Wade Wilson as the test subject for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Gotcha.
And they always make fun of that.
I didn't know that's what. I mean, it kind of makes sense because I remember him being like super mouthy and stuff.
And he sewed his mouth shut.
And then he just sewed his mouth shut. So that's what they were doing when like cleaning up the timelines. Is he was shooting the old Deadpool basically?
Like, yeah, exactly. Hey, don't scratch.
Yeah.
Everybody in my theater was in an uproar. They were just like cheering so freaking loud in Deadpool and Wolverine when they're in the Honda Odyssey, which by the way, they gave such shit to the Honda Odyssey, which is hilarious. Minivans in general are not
Oh, you're talking about when they're beating the fuck out of each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my theater specifically started screaming and cheering when he said the line, "They call me the Merc with the mouth. They don't call me Honest Timmy, the blowjob queen from Saskatoon," which is where I live. So everybody just fucking lost it. Just
that makes sense.
Was it Honest Timmy, the blowjob queen of Saskatoon or something like that?
That's pretty funny.
Oh,
and that makes sense. We surprisingly we didn't have hardly anybody in our movie theater. We had maybe like 20 people.
You mean 20 of the 100 showed up?
Yeah, like there wasn't hardly anybody there in our movie theater.
Do you think okay?
And I got asked if I wanted a handy, and I said no. The weird thing too wasn't even from Marissa, it was from the stranger.
Yeah, well, that cousin stuff is not, recommended.
Oh, we're not cousins, we're brother and sister.
You live in a town with 100 people, you're related somehow.
Well, I didn't come from this town, just saying.
Exactly, and you're still related.
Kissing cousins is not such a bad thing.
Actually, you saying that about a movie theater, I actually thought of something. The new movie that just came out not too long ago, Twisters. Do you think that
Marissa wants to see that?
It looks really good. It looks really good.
It looks good. I mean, how good can it be though?
Well, the first movie, Twister, I remember even my brother, when he was younger, he got scared from that movie. Like, he's older than me, but he got scared from that movie. And I can imagine what they're going to do with the newest one with updates and like different angles and everything like that, making it more intense. But here's my thought process. Do you think people that see that movie in like places like Texas where they get a lot of tornadoes, do they see that as like a fiction movie or more of a documentary?
I guess you're going to have to let us know in the comment, guys.
Exactly.
Let us know in the comments. But I don't know. I know Like if me and you were like in Texas and we saw a tornado, me and you would probably freak the fuck out. But for them, it's just like every other Saturday. You
Yeah.
know,
And you
I
see,
think that they wouldn't be as. I mean, they would be careful, obviously, but they wouldn't freak out like me and you probably would.
no, exactly. And you see like these TikTok people like driving so close to these tornadoes, like in clear.
Do you remember like the storm chasers on
Yeah,
Discovery Channel?
yeah,
Dude, it's so dumb. It's so dumb.
it really is. I did see one thing from the trailer of Twisters. They have like this part of their truck that has like mounted on the underbody of it where it flips down to like these augers that drill into the ground to like
Hmm.
stabilize them. I thought, damn, that's actually a really smart idea. Like if you get caught like in the actual part of the tornado, that would actually probably like keep you secured, right? Just
I don't
logic
know.
logical things like that, right?
Would you be safe in the middle of the tornado?
Mm, would you?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Wouldn't you be safe in the middle of a tornado?
It's it's debatable.
You got somebody at the house.
Oh no, we talked about tornadoes and one's coming knocking. I hear you. It's like I heard you were talking shit about me.
Oh, it's just the mom, the mother-in-law.
Madonna.
Yeah. Hey, mom.
That's
You
a
want to be on? You want to become coming to the podcast?
you know she does. That's a
Mom, does she want to be on the podcast? Marissa says she's not friendly. You don't want her on the podcast.
we like not friendly. It makes for a much better entertainment.
I'm gonna try some homemade ice cream real quick.
Okay, you do that. Let's see. Do we have any more questions? That seems like a heavy-hitted one. I'm going to save that one for the next podcast. This one comes from IMXE, and I'm going to save it for the next one. So just in case you're watching, I'm saving your question for the next one so we can really dive into it. So another one. Where's a place where you would like to live or have a cabin? That one's from Sly Cardman as well. We need more people asking questions.
I'm just glad they're different ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly.
We haven't had too
Um,
many gaming ones.
Yeah, we did.
Not,
Dude, we
not
talked a lot about gaming once.
Well, no, I'm not talking about this podcast. We haven't talked a lot about games.
Oh no, well, I'd say well. I mean, we're gamers and streamers and stuff, but I'm just kind of glad it's something different.
Exactly. Like more tailored to everyday life kind of thing.
If you could choose to live forever, would you, or would you not want to be able to live forever?
Who wouldn't want to live forever?
I would want to live forever, and then if I got to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm done, then be able to die when I wanted to.
You know what I would do?
Hmm.
I would become so good at making video games for myself. And what I would do is I would make myself a video game. I would put it in like a vault that doesn't open for 100 years and then forget that I made it. And then when the vault opens, I'm like, "Oh, I made this game. I can't even remember what it's about." Then I would play it like as if I was my own developer.
Would you want to be able to live forever if you knew like technology and advancement were definitely going to happen, or not knowing if it 21st century if it was going to be turned into like what is that not Dumb and Dumber, what's that movie where everybody just becomes stupid?
Idiocracy.
Idiocracy, yeah, not knowing that. So would you rather?
See, here's the thing. I feel like eternity or immortality in itself as a singular would be torturous. Just think about it. You would be forever
If you're by yourself, yeah.
If
If you got to choose one person to do it with, then I don't think it would be bad at all.
well, you know what?
If I chose Marissa, for me and Marissa to live forever, then like I don't think living in eternity would be bad compared to being like by yourself.
No, of course it wouldn't be. But what would happen if like something did happen, right? Or like say, for example, let's say
Like your brothers and sisters all die and stuff. If you're
exactly.
immediately family, well, that's the part of eternity though.
Yes, but even if
Like
you
it's going to happen.
yeah, but that's why I'm saying is that the singular or even the somewhat plural. Honestly, if it wasn't everybody living forever, then it wouldn't really be enjoyable because eventually you would, like you said, what if you couldn't turn it off? What if you couldn't like just say, "Okay, I'm done." End
The
it.
only way I would do it is if I could be able to like, okay, today is the day that I want to die, and like I don't know, you unleash your mentality, and then like that day you're gonna die. Like old age or whatever in your sleep or whatever. But
But would that be considered suicide though, or would that be considered, just
just because you have the
allowing
control of,
yourself? Yeah, because if you're in control of your own demise, would that not be classified as a suicide?
I don't know, we're getting pretty
This is
into
get
it.
this is getting like midnight gospel kind of deep conversation.
We're making the viewers just like turn their head, just start to scratch their brain, just like, oh, well, he's got a point there.
But the biggest thing that I would talk about again with the singular or even the two-person eternity thing is like not saying for my relationship or your relationship, but if it was some random John and Jane and say one of them did cheat or something like that, then you're stuck with that person for eternity,
Oh yeah.
right? Or if you say somebody and then it's like you could probably never forgive them, but the thing is that you'll know that they're always there no matter what. They're not going to die. There's not a bus that's going to hit them.
So, oh, are you talking about like a hard breakup or
Yeah,
something?
exactly. And then if you try to move on, no matter who you moved on with would eventually grow old and die, and that person would always be there, the one that you thought you were going to spend eternity with.
Well, I mean, hell, I mean, if okay, if that's the case, then you guys might like move across the United States and might not even see each other for fucking who knows how long,
Right?
you
But
know. But I mean, yeah, you'd be probably single, or if you did have a relationship, it'd only be probably short term. Well, I mean, to you, it would be short term because
yeah, and if you were honest with that person with, oh yeah, by the way, I'm immortal, and eventually you will get old and die, and I'll still be this hot piece of ass that you see right now. So, like,
would you be able to have immortal babies?
no, it wouldn't be transferable that way. It would just
So
like,
so if you and the significant other were able to have kids, the kids wouldn't be immortal.
no, it's just
No,
mom and
okay.
dad. That's it. So you would see and be around for
Mom
every,
and the kids turn into grandparents, and the mom and dad are like still fucking
yeah.
20 years old.
I mean, there's one upside to that. You would make so much money,
Oh
and
yeah. Well, I mean, I would hope. I mean, you had another extra 100 years to live, then we would know how to work the system, or have
exactly.
at least some money.
Well, even just like,
100 years from now,
yeah.
we're so broke.
I'm still trying to start my business.
Yeah.
200 years later.
Well, have you ever watched? Did you ever watch Sandman on Netflix?
I've seen previews of it. I get the gist of it, but I haven't.
Dude, it's really good.
I
It's
heard,
good.
I heard it was really good. Very, very noir kind of idea.
Basically, this guy, Sandman, he's not a god. He's a, I don't remember. I need to watch the show because I think season
He
two
is
is
a
coming out
he is
soon.
a
But
sort of deity in a
deity,
sense.
yeah, he's like a deity. And so back in the, was it the, not Stone Age, but like the medieval era,
Yeah.
he wanted to like observe people and just see what they're like, I guess, basically. And he was overhearing a conversation with this guy. Sorry, I'm killing a sugar ant. There's sugar ants all over in this place right now for
It's
some
just
reason.
it's because you're so sweet.
It is. Anyway, he's like, well, I want, he said like at the table with his buddy, he's like, well, I want to live forever. And so the Sandman came up to him and he's like, do you really mean that? And he's like, yeah. He's like, okay, well, I'll see you back here in the same spot in 100 years. And at first he thought it was like a joke or whatnot. Then, he met him 100 years later at that same tavern, and they would talk and have a good time and drink together. And then they would see each other again for another 100 years, and then another 100 years. And then so like during those hundreds of years, he became like super wealthy. He had like a family started and everything. And then like the next time he came to see him 100 years later, he was like down on his luck. His family died. He was poor. And then like this goes on and on and on, basically, until modern day, with like cell phones and cars. Anyway, he still wants to live forever. Like even though he had all through all those hardships and stuff, and his family dying and stuff like that, he still wanted another 100 years to live.
I think that the root cause of somebody wanting to live forever.
It's probably a fear of death.
Well, yeah, 100%. Like that's the 100% reason why a fear of death. But I think that's also like, is this guy looking at life in the right way? Is he looking at it as the physical manifestation of what he can acquire, or is he looking at it in more of a, I would say, spiritual kind of way, in the sense of like, what does he give himself over to as far as a higher power? And like, there's a whole bunch of like different debates on what people get out of life.
You
And
guys can live through eternity if you live through Jesus Christ.
there you
Not
go.
preaching, but there you go.
No, that
I'm
if
never
you
gonna preach it, but you guys can live forever if you follow Jesus Christ.
exactly. Again, we're both Mr. Wolf and myself are both Christians, so just so that's out there, all right? Full
Hmm.
disclosure.
That's my biggest fear is dying. I, some people have that fear and some people don't. Some people are like, I don't give a shit if I die.
I'm not so much on the side of I don't give a shit if I die, but I'm not afraid of it.
I guess to me, it's more like, how am I gonna die?
Yeah, I mean, like,
Am I gonna die in my sleep? Am I gonna have cancer? Am I gonna get a heart attack? Like,
you just have no idea. The not knowing is really the fear. It's not the actual
I guess
act.
so. Yeah.
At that,
Well, I don't know. I'm pretty scared to go to hell. Yeah.
you just gotta keep
My
you
one way
just gotta
ticket.
keep Jesus close to your heart, man. Just keep him close.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm scared to die. Well, I'm okay. There's a couple of things I'm scared of. I'm scared to die. I'm scared of being out in the open ocean by myself, and I'd say I'm kind of scared of heights, kind of not. If I'm secure and I know I'm okay, then I'm not. But if it's like, holy shit, this is risky, then I am.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm not afraid of heights, but there's a level of uncomfortable that I reach at
Like if I
certain
feel the
points.
building moving while I'm like, high up, then
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna be a little wigged out, which I have been. I've done that before,
They,
but
I remember one of my buddies back in the day, his family owned a window cleaning business. And
nope.
to see him like go to the very top of these sky rises, hook onto these anchoring points with some rope, and literally like lean off and go like dangling from a harness, wiping windows all the way from say like 20, 30, 40 stories high, all the way down, and like rappelling with just rope. I'm just like, there's a certain level of balls that don't fit into those pants. So
what's crazy is that those guys only make like normal wages like me and you do.
well, yeah, it's the ones who don't aren't part owners. I think he owns the business now from his
Oh,
parents.
okay. Then he
So
probably makes a lot of
he
money.
makes he make I'm sure he makes bank. Actually, this reminds me when I was close friends with him, I was watching this TV show called The It Crowd, and it's a British TV show. I think you can find it on Netflix. And it's the show is irrelevant, but they were talking about this skit part of it. One of the IT guys met one of his college friends, and he's got like this beautiful girl on his arm, and he's working at this amazing like video game firm. And then he walks by him again at another point in the day, and he's holding a squeegee and a window cleaning rag, and he thought that he was a window cleaner. So he's complaining about this to his boss. He's like, he walked past me and he thought I was a window cleaner. A window cleaner. And she responds, why? It's a noble profession. And his response is, if your last profession was cleaning balls, like, just basically like, I'm not a window cleaner. And so when I showed this to him, oh, the grin on his face. Oh,
That's funny.
oh, that made me laugh.
All right. Well, that was a good question,
That
Fly
was
Cardman.
that was deep. That went deeper than I thought that we would on this episode for sure.
Balls deep.
The last question on there, I was just telling everybody I'm going to save for the next podcast so we can really get into it. It's about mental health and what experiences Mr. Wolf and I have had with that as far as ourselves or family members. So we're going to keep that for the next episode. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I just want to tell everybody, sorry that me and Bat haven't been streaming and we kind of been lacking on podcasts and streaming ourselves. We've both been super tired, probably this last 2 weeks. Just him working 2 jobs and then me working and then having the fire on top of that. So sorry about that, guys. And I just want to let you guys know I appreciate you guys for being here and still giving us questions, still coming to our streams whenever we started up. So thank you for your patience. Both kind of just been doing stuff and life gets busy sometimes. So thank you for just still being here with us.
Exactly. It makes a world of difference in our lives. Just to know that what effort we put forward, both in the podcast and the streaming that we do, is well received by you guys. So we appreciate it. Again, we are going to be coming back to streaming full tilt the upcoming week, actually starting probably tomorrow for myself.
Probably gonna be tomorrow myself too. I'm just kind of, since with the whole fire and stuff like that, kind of just like, I'm just gonna take a break.
There you go.
Sometimes we need that. Sometimes we in Bat need that in order to come back better and stronger. And just sometimes, we just need a break sometimes.
It's not all about you guys, okay? We need to take care of RESCPT. Find out what it means to me. I'm pretty sure I spelt that wrong. Anyway.
Yeah. Someone's gonna fact check you later.
Oh shit, I'm screwed. All right, you guys have a good day. We'll see you on the next podcast, which will be on schedule for next week as well. And I hope that you drop your questions in the Discord. We're on our way podcast, and also maybe some memes, and give us some interesting topics to talk about.
Yep. And we appreciate you guys. Love you guys. And if you haven't already, you made it this far, please give us a follow. I know it means nothing to you, but it really helps out the channel.
It does.
And yeah, we'll see you guys later.
All right, peace out, people.
Peace.
Time's out.
Just keep running. Just keep running.
But what if I want to open this?
You're getting wild. You're getting wild.
How did we survive that?
I knew it. I knew it.